All right, welcome everybody. I call to order this meeting of the New Ulm Park and Rec Commission meeting. Today is Monday, December 9th. Why don't we start with introductions? Bev, we start with you.
Bev Lunenburg.
Steve Christian.
Carissa Bugler.
Amy Johnson.
Jim Jensen.
Cheryl Corman.
Joey Schugel, staff.
Welcome, everybody. All right, let's move into our agenda. Looking to approve the agenda as presented. Looking for a motion to approve and or amend.
So move.
And Chair Bugler?
Yes.
I do have a additional agenda item if the commission would like to hear that. If so, my suggestion would be to move that to 7.4 under new business for the.
Everyone open to hearing the agenda topic? Yes.
I'm going to motion to suspend the rules and open it to the request from the New Ulm Area Career Expo and put it on item 7.4.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
One second.
Anyone want to hear more or further discussion?
I second.
That's good.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried to approve the agenda with that amendment. All right, moving on to the approval of minutes from our Park and Rec meeting on October 14th. They were included in your packet. Looking for an approval or an amendment.
I'll motion to approve the October 14th minutes as provided.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second that motion.
And a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. Thank you. Moving on to the City Council meeting recap, agenda item number 5.
Thank you, Chair Bugler. Commissioners, at the November 5th regular meeting, there was multiple items that were Park and Rec related. The first one was the first consideration of the schedule of fees for 2025. Those included our Park and Rec fee schedule. At that same meeting, a license agreement with River Valley BMX was approved by the City Council. That did include that $100,000 loan as well. At that same meeting, the Herman Monument lighting request was approved, and the donations that were approved in our October meeting. At the November 17th meeting, then, we saw the City Council saw the second consideration of fees for the 2025 fee schedule, and those were approved. The December 3rd meeting regular meeting saw no Park and Rec related items, but also on December 3rd, there was a budget public hearing. The City Council did close that public hearing and will look to approve the budget then at their regular December 17th meeting.
Thanks, Director Schugel. Any questions?
Motion to receive and order file this City Council past action report.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hear none. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. All right, moving on to old business, number 6, Herman Monument update. Director Schugel.
Yes, thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. At our last meeting, I talked about having a Herman Monument update as we move through the process of the feasibility study and next steps with Herman Monument. The update for this month is staff did meet with McDonald and Mack, our architecture firm who did the feasibility study. They are now working up a proposal for deconstruction documents. And those deconstruction documents would include the different specialty contractors and all the work that would then be put into how to deconstruct the monument in there. In addition on that proposal, they will give us some rough estimates on what the city would be looking at for the actual deconstruction of the monument as well. So they expect this proposal, very in-depth proposal, to be available to us in early 2025.
Okay. All right, we've received this verbal report. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Same sign. It's carried. All right, now we'll move on to new business, election of officers for next year.
Chair Bugler, Commissioners, all of you have served another year, and I am very thankful for all of you. It is now, no one's term is up after the 2024 calendar year, so we'd be looking today to fill both the the chair position and the vice chair position. So in order to do that, that would require a motion and acceptance from those individuals for a chair and vice chair positions in 2025.
Okay. Why don't we start? Do we have a nomination for chair?
I'd like to nominate our current president, Bugler, for the position.
And I'll second.
We have a nomination and a second.
Are there any other nominations?
Are there any other nominations?
I move the nomination cease and cast unanimous ballot.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. All right, nomination for Bugler has been accepted. How about our nominations for vice chair?
Come on, people, I
Aye.
did the
I
last one.
nominate
Somebody-
Amy Johnson.
I'll nominate Mary Johnson.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. We have any further nominations? Okay, we have a nomination for Amy Johnson for vice chair. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. Congratulations, Amy.
Thank you.
Serve another
Thank you
term.
very much.
All right, moving on to agenda item 7.2 under new business. Park and Rec Commission's Master Plan. Director Schugel.
Yes, thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. This item comes to you this month, considered maybe a little bit early, but the reason this hits this meeting is I really wanted to gauge this commission's interest in being part of our Park and Rec Master Plan. So as things stand right now, all of you this commission was involved in the comprehensive plan. And if you remember back to the comprehensive plan, it really called out that Park and Rec's master plan was last updated in 1989, and it was time to look at that and get that updated. So we had took that into consideration, and as of the preliminary budget, that is in the budget for 2025 Park and Rec master plan. With that, we would be looking for professional services from a consultant to provide that master plan. And throughout that process, so at this time, staff's working on an RFP. So some direction from the commission would be on how involved would we like to be. So in the writing of that RFP, some of that is laid out. Not every detail will be laid out, but what I was looking at for feedback is, for instance, potentially having the consultants have 2 work sessions with commissions, and how, to be respectful of all of your time, would you prefer, if we go that route, work sessions be during a regular meeting time? You know, and maybe take the place of a regular meeting, or are after a regular meeting or before a regular meeting, just to not take too much of your time with that, but also really important work in 2025 related to our Park and Rec system. So, and your voices will be very important for that. The other part of that, you will have the opportunity for feedback, whether that's in person, through surveys, through digital hybrid meetings. We will have the opportunity with consultants for that, and we will review the master plans at regular meetings as well. And also have opportunity with some of the community outreach and engagement that would be part of this master plan too. But just looking at the proposed timeline for the master plan, we would look for proposals, to seek proposals from mid-January to mid-February. Consultant selection in March, city council approval and contract execution in March as well. And then that initial first consultant work would probably start sometime around April. So I would look for potentially a work session somewhere around that time frame, and maybe towards the fall as well, maybe the halfway point to review, and then we would have some other meetings. So really what I'm looking for is a little bit of direction on, does this commission have the appetite to be part of this work through some work sessions? And are those standalone work sessions, or would you like to see them at meetings? Or if there's any other viewpoints on how you would like to be involved as well.
I think it's very important that we be involved, and I think work sessions would probably be the best way to handle it.
You want them on the same night as Park and Rec meeting or different
That's fine.
nights?
Doesn't matter to me. I think it's the same night, if it's whatever's convenient for you.
Right. And Commissioner Johnson, I appreciate that. Some of our, at times, there are meetings after us at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So during that time, so it might be something where we would push off a regular meeting then and just have a work session if that was the case. That's not the case every month. But we would have the opportunity as well to send out a doodle poll on what works for all of you as well if we have to meet outside of a regular meeting. But if the direction is to try to keep that around the second Monday of the month at 4 o'clock, that's where we would go with that.
Yes, I think that'd be great.
I think it's important to our constituents that they see us involved and that we are, present as the community is invited in, that we're present to listen to the conversation and the areas of strengths for the community and areas of opportunity, so that as we make decisions even going forward, we kind of hear the voice of the community. So through the listening sessions and other engagement that we'll do with the community throughout the process. So, okay. Any other feedback you're looking for, Director Schugel, related to master planning?
That was the main point on
Okay.
just without putting that in the RFP before talking to you, I didn't think that was appropriate. So I appreciate that feedback. Look for that RFP and that proposal to be part of our packet in January.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you for the update and for working on that. Moving on to agenda item 7.3, Park and Rec donations.
Yes, thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. We do have a few donations again this month. The first one for a German Park bench from Dan Steffel, honoring Alice and Don Steffel in the amount of $2,120. Another donation to our pickleball fund from Betty Camholes for $90. And also for our Rec on the Go program from New Ulm Public Schools. This is the final 20% of what they granted us. So we received the first 80% earlier in the year. So so looking for acceptance of those
I make a
donations.
motion to accept those donations with thanks.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried to accept the donations. Thank you to the community for their continued support. Moving on to agenda item 8, reports from commissioners and staff. We'll start with 8.1, the department activity report.
Chair Bugler, can we step back to 7.4, the new, the additional?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes, yep. We did have an agenda addition, so that was 7.4 that we approved earlier. You have a document in front of you requesting, well, for the Career Expo. I'll turn it over to you, Director Schugel. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. This is a request that from the Career Expo Committee. For those of you that may recall, early in 2024, you did approve a similar request to host the Career Expo at the New Ulm Civic Center in March. This year, it would be March 26th. One of the changes this year for this request was using both the South Arena, which was used last year, but this year the request is for also the North Arena. So during this time of season, end of March, we do not have ice on either sheets. This is the time when we have, following this, we'll have the home show, the camper show is in there. The farm show is a little bit earlier. They're on one side, but we have both sheets of ice removed during this time, so that would be possible. For those of you who maybe recall in the past, a number of years ago, this request has been adopted by both commission, city council, and hosted out at the New Ulm Civic Center. By using that facility, they're allowed to bring in some of the bigger equipment, and some of the feedback from some of the businesses is they're able to be better represented at the Civic Center because of what they can bring. If it's vehicles or National Guards, usually part of this, bringing some big equipment and a variety of other things. The school district did host it for a number of years. Again, great for the community, but just some of those things couldn't happen in a gymnasium. So this would be the second year of this coming back, but their request has been and is again this year to waive our fees to do that. So in order for fees to be waived, they would have to be approved from city council because these fees do sit at our fee schedule, and staff is not allowed to waive fees. So before you have the opportunity to either approve this request or deny it and ask the committee to rent the space or some hybrid option of what that looks like.
Any questions from the commission? Would be looking for a recommendation to the city council to approve waiving the fees for the Civic Center for purposes of the Career Expo. Do we have a motion to recommend?
I would make a motion to recommend waiving the fees because it brings a lot of schools together, a lot of towns, and supporting these young people at this point with their career ideas and the input they get and exposure, I think, is a really important thing for the future. So I would make the motion. to waive
I'd second that.
We have a motion and we have a second. Do we have any further discussion?
Just a comment, I mean, council had no problem last year doing it. It was a huge success. We got high reviews, and it's all about youth. So I don't think you'll have an issue this year with it either, or council won't, excuse me.
It really does highlight the opportunities that we have in our community as these young people are thinking about what their journey is going to be after they graduate. So hopefully they are considering moving back someday. So, all right, we have a motion and a second. Any further questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. For agenda item 7.4, thanks, Director Schugel, for reminding me of that. Okay, now we'll move on to reports from commissioners and staff, starting with 8.1, the Department Activity Report for October and November.
Yes, thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. First, to highlight a few things in October, wanted to highlight that crews planted 43 trees in different parks, and that brought the number up to 63 in 2024. That is substantially higher than most years and is our strategy for the near future as we lose a number of trees in our system as well due to EAB and just other tough conditions for trees that we've had other trees lost as well due to a drought for a few years, no snow cover last year. So really important to reforest our parks and our community. Also, programming participated in many different special events in October and engaged over 500 people in the community, which is great to see through a variety of events. And then jumping into November, the Civic Center was in full swing as we went full swing into ice season with both figure skating. Figure skating had their large competition and hockey season in full swing as well. So their arena's running really well and has been staffed well as well by our department. We have also seen 3 staff members attended the playground inspection course offered through the Minnesota Recreation Parks Association and had really good feedback on that. Important for both our indoor playground and our 14 outdoor playgrounds as they age and making sure they are up to date with standards going forward there. That's a quick synopsis of October and November. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer those.
Any questions for Director Schugel?
Not a question, but a positive comment. I was really impressed that Bloomington was down visiting us
Yeah.
to look at a facility.
So Councilor Christian, that is something that's actually very common. We have a lot of communities coming down, and Bloomington has a large referendum that passed there, and they're building a large facility, and are actually looking at a Ninja Cross as well, as we have. So they were
Copycats.
right, and
Number
we
2.
were first though. First in. Very impressed with the facility and the overall, and we do get those requests a lot. So it's really fun for staff to show off our facilities.
Super.
All right, nice comment. Thank you. All right, we are looking to accept and file the activity report for October and November. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Accepted. And moving to 8.2, staff report.
Thank you, Chair Bugler. Commissioners, wanted to start out by highlighting that the Recreation Center Air Handler Unit Replacement Project is very close to completion. We're less than 2 weeks away based on the construction schedule of not noticing any construction in the Recreation Center. So things are moving forward. It's about a couple months longer than we expected, but our contractors have been doing really nice work keeping the facility very available during this time. So, and appreciate our patrons working around or being open to some interruptions in use, but actually very little. So, we also have placed flagpoles at German Park at the Veterans Memorial. So those were placed a week or so ago, and are a nice addition there. We do have some additional concrete work and some lighting to do in the spring of '25, summer of '25 to finish that off there. So, but a nice addition down for that Veterans Memorial at German Park. News Hockey, once again, will be providing a rink liner at Harmon Park for our outdoor skating. So crews at this point have done some light flooding during cold temps just to saturate the ground and get the ground ready for that. So appreciate what News Hockey does to help us provide outdoor ice. We'll see if we get a little bit longer outdoor skating season this year. It was really short last year. And our department participated in multiple holiday programming and events. So Skate with Santa event was the first day of December on December 1st out at the Civic Center. We also were in the Parade of Lights with the Puppet Wagon, and Herman Heights Park has a couple new things with the Herman Monument request to have the fence lighted and the upside down Christmas tree through the chamber and other community partners up at Herman Heights Park. And we've seen a lot of traffic up there because of that. So really unique option, and I think highlights New Ulm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my last update, unless there's any questions, is just again to thank you all for another year of service. It's very much appreciative that you volunteer your time to help out our community and our Park and Rec system.
Thanks, Director Schugel. Back to you and Cheryl and the staff as well for providing such great opportunities and programs, continuing to be innovative and being an advocate for programming and our facilities. So appreciate the work and the leadership you lend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. We need to accept and file the staff report.
So move.
Second.
Any further discussions? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Same sign. Carries. Are there any commissioner reports for tonight? No. Okay. Thank you. Any other agenda items before we close? Okay. Our next meeting is going to be in January on the 13th. If there's no further business, I'll adjourn the meeting. Thanks, everybody. Have a great holiday as well. Thanks for your service.
Thank you.